and welcome back to the ViceCityGamerz podcast. Just a couple of guys from the Miami area coming together to talk everything gaming. Today we have a couple good topics for y'all. We're going to talk about how the PS5 Pro leaks that have come out, see how formidable this machine is going to be, and a couple of rumors also about the possible future of the Xbox console. We also are going to cover a little bit about these Wolverine Insomniac leaks that have come out. And towards the end, we're going to talk a little bit about a little device that's going to help you play your old consoles on modern TVs. So feel free to give us a like, give us a sub. And, as usual, I am joined by my boys, BJ and Chris. What's good with you guys?
What's good, man? Excited for the holiday season. Excited for those announcements today, and let's see where we go from here. What's going on?
Oh yeah, man. Everything's flowing. Life is good. I'm ready to get into this. So much cheese leaked on the weekend. Oof.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. But I do want to throw in before we jump into it that I've been playing Mass Effect. I played it back in the day on the PS3.
My
Only
boy,
put a
let's
few
go.
hours into it, and BJ was pushing hard, man. So I was like, you know what, this needs to happen. So I picked it up. It was on a sale on Steam. It was only like $10 or something like that. But man, I'm
Yeah.
I'm hooked. I'm hooked. The other night I couldn't play, and I was like laying in bed thinking about it. It's it's not very often a game does that to you. So that's awesome, man. All
Your
right.
whole
Mm.
universe is gonna open up to you right now. You're gonna
Oh
learn
man.
different alien species. It's gonna be
Oh yeah.
amazing, man. Different cultures. Oh, I can't wait for you, man. I'm
Heck
glad you
yeah,
took
bro.
that first step in the door, bro. Now you're hooked.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, bro.
No, I was like 15 minutes into customizing my character, and then BJ's like, "Bro, you got to go with the original Shepherd." And I was like, I'm that guy. You tell me I got to go
Yeah.
with the original, refresh, wipe the clean slate.
Yeah.
It's Jay Shepherd though.
Nice, nice. Jay Shepard, nice, nice, nice.
Hell yeah.
Bro, wait till you get to all the races, bro. Like the Krogans are awesome, bro. That's my favorite. I love the Krogans.
Oh
And
man.
the one
Yeah.
with
Well,
with the
you're a
underwater.
Marine. You would love the
Yeah.
Krogans, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I love
awesome,
the
man.
Krogans. I
I
mean,
can't wait.
they,
So I'm doing BJ's game now. Once I get through these things, which is gonna take a little bit, I gotta jump on Gears of War for you, Chris.
yeah. That's a ride right there. That's a ride and a half right there. Get ready for that.
Hell
That's
yeah, hell
an emotional ride throughout the whole game. Especially, I think two, man. I think two was emotional, right? BJ, you played all three, all four,
Yeah.
all five?
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
haven't
think.
played the last one, man, but yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Great
The first
series, man.
three were my favorite. The first three were the best, bro.
Bro, it's Marcus Phoenix. I don't know why they went away from him.
I know, but they went into his son, right? His son's study. I mean,
Yeah.
story.
And then the chick.
Yeah, that's
But
I
yeah.
guess six. That will be six probably when it comes out. Hopefully, it gets announced soon. Yeah, but
All
yeah, get
right.
ready for
Well,
that.
without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. So, rumor has it that the PS5 specs are gonna be leaking probably sometime this month because the PS5 Pro dev kits, and for those who don't know, the dev kits are the consoles that Sony gives out to all the developers so they can make these games specifically for their console, and it's going to have the same specifications as the PS5 Pro when it comes out. So those things are being sent out so that these games can be upscaled and made for that console that's more capable than the one that we have right now. And historically, we've had the PS4 Pro, and that one I could speak on because the PS4 Pro was a huge leap. We're actually seeing the 60 frames a second again. We're seeing, 1440p, not quite the 4K, but you play the game on a regular PS4, and all of a sudden play it on the Pro, and you feel like this is a leap. And it was actually so much so that when I got a PS5, some games, sure, they looked a lot better, but there were some games that were close to how the PS4 Pro looked. So, these are the mid-gen refresh as they call them. But
Hmm.
individual by the name of Tom Henderson went out and leaked a screenshot that shows the specs of the PS5 Pro. And we're going to put them up on the screen here somewhere there for you. But so the big thing here, you might be thinking, I already have a PS5. It's already capable of so much. Like, where are we going to go from here? To me, I've always been big on the frame rate. I like the game to look buttery smooth. And now with the ROG Ally, I'm getting spoiled because I'm playing games that are 120 frames a second, and it's just really smooth. It looks like it's just hard to explain how good it looks. But the other milestone that everybody's shooting for is ray tracing. And to kind of not get too super technical here, when you're playing a game and you enter a room that's dark and then you come out the other side and it's daylight, it's not because the game actually knows where the light is coming from. These developers are making the games and saying, in this room it's going to be light, in this room it's going to be dark. And if you ever did any of the building in Fallout 4, for example, you'll realize that the there being a light on the wall doesn't mean the room's going to get lit up. It's a lot more technical than that. But this ray tracing is basically software engineering that's making it so that the game understands where the sun is, for example, and where the lights are. So you get more realistic lighting. If you go into a room and there's a lamp on the wall, your character's face is going to be lit up on this side, but darker on the other side. And that's going to cause games to look a lot more realistic. So a lot of games do have that already, but it tanks the frame rate. The game becomes sluggish if you do turn on those settings. Not on all games, but on a lot of them. But they also mentioned that it looks like it's going to have a 2 terabyte solid state drive, which is pretty cool. Finally stepping it up a little bit. It looks like this console, the official PS5 Pro, is going to be coming around holiday season 2024. So around a year from now, maybe a little bit less. And supposedly, it looks like we're going to be looking at a $600 price tag, which I find that hard to believe because to crank up all the specs, including the hard drive and everything, that much, I don't know how it could just be $100 more. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this?
I'm looking at the specs now, and the leap is pretty hardcore for $100 price tag. So I feel like these consoles right now are powerful enough. I don't feel like there's any need to upgrade, but I don't know, man. This PS5 Pro is looking sexy.
Um, is the price tag going to be $600 because they're going to go just digital with this, or are they going to do? Is it still going to have a CD drive?
Man, that's a good question because I read that it's expected that it's going to come completely digital. To kind of control the cost as much as possible, it's going to be
Right. So there
digital.
you go, $600 price. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
makes
then as you
sense.
know, we've got that disk drive that they do sell that's kind of
Right.
overpriced for a damn disk drive. But if you want to play your disc games, you're gonna have to go that route. And it's all moving towards that digital future that we keep talking about and everything. So, but I understand, sometimes that scary high price is quick to turn people away, and they don't want that. I mean, just today they announced that Sony hit 50 million in sales of the PS5, and it's right there with the PS4 sales from before. So they're going to want to do something to get people excited and to get people to buy games more and everything. And if they could sell it as, hey, look, you could play your games on your PS5, or you could see them in better quality and everything on this PS5 Pro, they might convince some people to upgrade. So I don't
But
know,
but
but the
now
price is going to be something to see.
but now the price tags make sense considering if they go digital with a PS Pro, no need for a disc drive. I mean that not that there's no need for it, but if they're not going to include it in it, that's why what the price tag is what it is, $600. Consider compared to say 700 or $800, right, with the added disc drive. So, anyways, what
I
were you
think
saying,
looking
BJ? If I cut you
forward,
off, I'm sorry.
you no, you're good, man. Um, I think I think it's pretty safe to say now, like we're not going to be getting any disk drives going forward. I think that's the way that the industry's going, man.
Yeah.
I went digital a long time ago, with the exception of Switch, which you're trying to take my cartridges away, Chris. But um,
I'm telling you, it's
nah,
coming.
nah. I think for sure Nintendo's gonna stay with some physical hardware, but
Yeah.
I think PlayStation and Xbox are going forward aren't gonna have any disc drives.
You know,
But that's just my
physical
opinion.
hardware,
I'm guessing
physical
here.
hardware to go with their 32-bit graphics.
Nintendo, you're making fun of Nintendo for their graphics? Yeah, man.
Just kidding, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
look
mean,
at
it,
the
it's
CPU for these things. Like just the power increase alone, I don't think they're gonna even think about putting a disc just to save that
No.
money. Because they're gonna be
Right.
losing money for sure, man. For sure, they're
Well,
gonna be losing money
huh.
on this thing.
I don't think so. I think since they're gonna make probably the disk drive optional, people like you and I who like, well, not you and I, like say like who still likes physical games, he could just go out there and get a disk drive to play it on the new Pro, if he really wants it. Because they're doing that now, right? With the PS Digital, you could add a disk drive to it, though, isn't it? Or the Slim, is it that you could add that disk drive to it?
Right.
Well,
You
The
know,
an
new
optional disk drive might be something, especially
with the PS,
for what do you call it? Like playing back your old games,
right?
you know. But I don't think going forward it's gonna be included, dude.
But the PS5 does that because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Slim, you could remove the disk drive on it, right?
Yeah, so right now the ones that are available is the new PS5 model is the Slim basically, and it's available with and without the disk drive. So if you buy it without the disk drive, you could remove the plates and purchase a separate disk drive. It'll come out even more expensive. So you end up paying more money if you end up basically piecemealing it versus buying the full one. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's definitely a topic that's been going around for a long time, and then this past year, I feel like it's been brought up a lot too. This whole physical media going away. You're going over to, and we're going on a little bit of a tangent here. This will probably have to be an episode all on its own one day, but you're going into your Walmarts, Target, Best Buy, all these places, and when you go to where the games are, they only have like one or two of each, physical games there, and then they have all the cards where you could purchase the card to just digitally purchase the game. So they're starting to move away from that, and then Best Buy and I think Walmart as well recently were saying that they're gonna little by little stop selling DVDs and Blu-rays and all that. So they're getting away from the physical media. The digital is coming, and then there's the big issue of right now, if I purchase a physical game and I beat it, I can go back and go to like a retro game store, get credit for it, get something else, or give it to you guys, and then you guys can play it and then give it back to me or whatever the case. And then all of a sudden, you know, that's money that they're losing out on and they don't want to. And to make matters even a little bit worse is they're selling digital games that theoretically they don't have to pay for a box, they don't have to pay for the actual disc, they don't have to ship it out to the people selling it. They could
Right.
sell them for less, but they're not doing that. They're trying to get more money out of it. So now when they finally go fully digital, do you think they're going to lower the price? Hell no. It's going to
No.
stay where it's at, and give it a couple of years, it'll start creeping up again. So it's all about money, it's all about control. They all want to have control. So
Well, just look at a few years ago, right? What you were saying, walking into Walmart, Target, Best Buy, um, look at what happened back then. The gaming section was huge. I used to work at Best Buy. We had like a whole quarter of the store almost gaming. You walk in now and it's condensed to like two aisles, maybe one. Like Target is just one long aisle. You got a small section of PlayStation, a small section of Nintendo, small section of Xbox. Like I just feel like that's the way it's going. And it's pretty evident. It's all around us. GameStop's
yeah,
been on the verge of collapse for how many years now?
I don't know how they've kept it going, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've kept it going. But yeah. All right. So moving right along, some new info is coming out with the possible future of the Xbox console. So I know Phil Spencer did mention a little while back that there won't be a mid-gen refresh for Xbox. They're not planning on doing an Xbox Series X Pro, whatever you'd want to call it. However, there's information now coming out that they are planning on releasing the next Xbox console possibly in 2028, which sounds pretty far out, but actually, is it 2028 or 2026? Oh, my bad. 2026, which is not far out. We're talking about
Mm,
2 years out.
yeah.
So it's going to be kind of weird if the PlayStation and the Xbox get a little bit staggered when it comes to the releases. But apparently, this might be the console that was leaked out when their roadmap came out during the whole FTC deal, where it looks like they might have slipped it out. And basically, they show this list, and it had a bunch of images. So one of them was what looks like an Xbox Series X, but instead of it being kind of like a cube, like an extended cube kind of deal, it's kind of more round, and
like a cylinder
apparently
shape.
that one's going to be digital only. Yeah, something like a cylinder, and a little bit
Hmm.
smaller, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, However, if this is going to be the next console, it should be more powerful. It might be a little bit larger or the same size, if the technology improves. So, what do you guys think? You think this is legit? You think, or what would you expect from your next console?
So I think it might be legit, but then wouldn't PlayStation will come out with one the same year, like a newer version of the PS, like a PS6, instead of move a year later from a PS Pro to a PS6 to keep the competition? Because if not, the competition is not going to be there. Because remember, these consoles come out side by side every year, every few years they come out side by side. So it's hard to I like to think that yes is true for 2026, but I also don't see it happening because of the whole PlayStation versus Xbox kind of thing that they compete every so many years for that spotlight of the game, of the best console of that genre generation. You know what I mean? If anything, the Xbox that got leaked is going to be like a PS5 Pro version of an Xbox Series X. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a next gen console. It's just going to be like a pro version of a Xbox Series X.
Yeah, you have a good point there. I mean, it would stagger everything, so that might be weird. That would be
Right.
weird.
Right.
It's different because remember they had that year jump when the Xbox 360 came out. PlayStation 3 didn't drop for a whole year after that, and look, Xbox was killing it. And this console war generation is lost already. They're not gonna they're not gonna win this. It's pretty evident. PlayStation got them by like double, no?
Yeah.
And they might just be saying, let's get a head start next gen. But PlayStation Pro is gonna release this what next year?
Mm-hmm.
When is it supposedly that the Pro's
Allegedly a
gonna
It's
drop?
year from now.
2024.
Holiday
So
2024, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the FTC thing revealed that a refresh was in the works for Xbox coming out next year as well.
Mm.
Codename Brooklyn or something like that.
Something like that, right?
So plans change. They might say, hey, we're way behind now. Let's just come up with a badass console and let's move forward a couple years early and start a new generation. And
And what
you
would
get
be
a
good
head
about
start
that?
on Jonas.
Absolutely. What would be good about that is if they start early, people are going to want to buy the most advanced console at that time. So if now this console is coming out 2 years after the PS5 Pro, they're going to be taking advantage of a market of people who want the next best thing. So it's going to make it
Yeah.
interesting. But something else that just came to mind is now, according to like previous history of like when the Nintendo Switch came out, um, and when it was announced and things like that, now they're saying that it's imminent that they're going to be announcing the next Nintendo Switch. Now, they believe that, or they, believe that it's going to come out holiday 2024. So how strange is that going to be that the Super Nintendo Switch and the PS5 Pro are going to be kind of competing against each other? It's kind of a weird situation going on there.
I think exactly, man. Damn, Jay. I swear, bro. Yo, I think that's exactly why they're coming out with that Pro next year. I think this is a little rushed because I don't even feel like these consoles are pushing any of the software to the max already.
Yeah, the true
They're not
potential.
even
Right, right.
close. So you're already jumping the gun. PlayStation. I'm one of those guys that I want the highest tech out there. That thing makes me excited. Now I have to control myself because I barely play anymore with work and everything. So I have to be very picky. This PlayStation Pro's coming out or Nintendo Switch 2. Hopefully it's a Super Switch. That's going to be tough, man. They're trying to eat into Nintendo because Sony has like a cutthroat approach to this whole video game. Um, how do you say it? Business, right? In the trenches, they're over there blocking games from getting on. They're doing all type of stuff to minimize their competition's ability to succeed. Nintendo's in their own realm already, so what's the best way to try to cut them off is through that hardware, man. Through
Mm,
the hardware. You're never gonna
mm.
stop Nintendo software from being sold. Everybody loves
Nah,
Mario. That shit's gonna
right.
sell like hotcakes. But Sony is very smart, man. I gotta give it to them. It's a pretty good idea. I mean, for competition purposes. So I think that
Very
that's the
interesting
main
times.
thing. That's the main thing that they're going to, in my opinion. I don't think they're doing it because they want to maximize their potential for software right now. I don't even think they're going to come close with whatever Last of Us 3 that comes out for the and PS5 in this generation with the Pro. I don't think they're going to push that to its limit.
Mm.
So, yeah.
I was also reading that, like we were talking about like the whole digital thing, right? Like how all the consoles are going from disc or to digital. That they're looking at it that they're going to start using the ARM64 CPU system instead of a X64 because the ARM64 is better for cloud gaming compared to the X64. So that's another one of the leaks that they were talking about when it comes to the Xbox, changing the CPU system on it because they want it to be more cloud based, I guess. So that could be that you might even see it in Xbox in 2025 instead of 2024
Think about that rumor,
or
bro.
26. I'm sorry.
They're going
Yeah.
more towards cloud. So what does that tell you? Digital. Well, you got a lot of good
Right.
games there that are cloud based already that
Right.
function very well.
I think Game Pass is doing really well right now, and I don't see them not going away from disc and just going to like a cloud-based gaming system. But let's see. I mean, we'll see. Let's see if any of the rumors that have come out are true or not.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: the pro specs that are rumored are pretty awesome.
Pretty good, yeah.
And Phil Spencer said that Xbox is always going to aim to be the most powerful console. I mean, that's kind
Hmm.
of been their whole shtick from the get go, right?
Right.
Ever since the
Right.
OG Xbox. So I do know that once that new Xbox comes out, whether it was going to come out 2028, which would have been like 2027, but it seems like they're going to start it early from what these rumors are.
Hmm.
Either way, I know that's going to be a badass console. I know it for a fact. All of these things, like the jump from last gen to this gen, hasn't been so much graphics, but it's been like processing power and being able to do all of these things, faster loading, quick resume. That it's been amazing. I wish all the consoles were like this.
Yeah, AI technology, man, that's coming eventually too.
Yeah,
You
AI is
know?
getting out of control, man.
Yeah, that's another one heading this way to this console. I think another thing.
You guys think that I mean, I pretty much know if PlayStation releases a next gen console, it's going to be PS6. But what do you guys think Xbox should be doing?
Man, I'm glad you brought that up. So there's rumors that the name of the next Xbox
This
is
next
Xbox Next.
Xbox.
Next
That's
Xbox,
been a
next,
rumor.
next, next. What's it called? Next box,
Xbox
next
Next.
box, Xbox next.
Nextbox
Xbox
or
next.
Xbox Next.
It's gonna call
Yeah,
Microsoft Dream X. That's what it's gonna be called. Owned by
brother.
Sega.
Oh, I would love
When
like a
Microsoft,
Dreamcast 2 powered by Xbox, you know?
yeah, right. Call it DreamX,
Uh,
Call it
powered
a
by Microsoft.
Gamecast. We
that
couldn't
can
afford a Dreamcast. Gamecast.
DreamX.
I don't know, man. That might be like an adult site or something like that.
Oh,
What
snap.
DreamX?
DreamX. We can't be doing that.
They better hurry up and get that freaking lock down that what you call it? What's it called? The trademark. Somebody else takes it.
Lock it down.
Yeah.
Lock it down.
Yeah.
All
DreamX.
right.
Give me some money.
I actually think this is where I was getting to. I have an idea for an ultimate console, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
And I
hear it, man.
always
We've been
envisioned it like this. And I don't know why they don't do this looking forward. PC, if you get a good PC, you can just upgrade components to the PC, right?
Right.
Depending on what. I feel like Xbox should cut the crap with all of this extra shit that doesn't make any sense and just go back to Xbox. Stick to Xbox. Make a tower just like this beautiful, sexy beast of a Series X right here. And then in the back, you see the ports? This was my vision of a console. Stick with Xbox, get a base model, and for those hardcore people that always want the latest shit, every year or 2 years, you can add a new
Upgrade.
graphics card. So what? You would just open this little pocket right here,
Right.
take this out, insert the new one, update the graphics. You know? Same with processing or whatever component that you want. Just break it down into chambers and you could sell those pieces individually that you'd be able to just upgrade for those that really want the best experience from a console.
Right.
plug and
I
play.
honestly I don't know what the logistics are because I'm an idiot and I'm very ignorant to this shit. But I feel like that's a badass idea.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, PlayStation, we
The,
don't need PlayStation numbers, just PlayStation. Everybody knows what a PlayStation is.
right.
Give it
I
to us,
think
baby.
I think they'll lose a certain demographic when it comes to that. Like, you have the 56-year-old gamers, or you have your young gamers, like my son, who's like 8, 9. He doesn't know how to change the CPU or change a new graphics card in the system. So, unless I do it for him. So,
But it'll
I'm
be
not.
like changing a cartridge in a Nintendo Switch.
It's interesting because as consoles have gone along, and I've opened up a few of them, the NES, Super NES, Sega Genesis, N64. I've opened these all up, and one thing that has always kind of lived in my mind is how different they all are from each other. They are all their own thing that these companies sat there and say, how do we get all these different things, fit it onto one motherboard, and just make it work? And then your Dreamcast and N64 and Xbox deciding to go from two controller ports to four controller ports. These are all things that they created, and all those machines inside are all very different. But when it came to the Xbox 360 and PS3 era, is where it started kind of moving a little bit more towards becoming PCs. Though the PS3 was a very complicated thing, it had its own issues there, like, and that's why it's so hard to emulate these days. Now we're moving along, but it's not easy. And then when you got to the PS4, Xbox One era, now those are straight up PCs. And then what we have right now with the PS5 and
Right.
Xbox Series S, those are PCs. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, that sounds like a pretty cool idea if they were to find a way where they can lay all the components out, where you can just pull a certain one out and plug in the new one and do your updates and everything like that. I don't know how much money they make off of the console itself versus the games, but maybe this will be a good way for them to cut costs, still make their money, and then make it so that people can kind of stay up to date with this stuff. So that's pretty cool, man. I like that idea.
With this, one thing that I know is accessories make a lot more profit than actual hardware, right? And in this
Right.
case, you would be able to sell the hardware, whether you put out a very powerful thing and you don't make that much money off the initial unit, you have the ability to make more money each year by upgrading certain components. You know what I'm saying? Rather than I got the Series X now, the only thing I can add to it is probably another hard drive,
Right.
an external hard drive.
Right.
But if they were to do that, man, you know those graphics cards ain't cheap. So, say these run on AMD. AMD comes out with the latest stuff. They put in a little format cartridge that you can just, you know, I know it's more complicated than this, but I'm just doing it for simpleton reasons.
But
You would
especially if they
buy
go.
that, take out your old one, plug that thing in, download the drivers or whatever you need to do, and that's it. Now you got an upgraded one, and I'm sure that they can make some type of profit off of that rather than the initial tower design or console design.
But
I
like we
don't
were
know.
saying, if the systems go to like the digital cloud-based kind of gaming, they'll be saving money on printing discs and printing you know, art, picture art, or cases for the game. So they'll be saving money in the back end somewhere in there as well. So, you know, I don't see an issue with like what you were saying, adding a new hard drive or or keeping it cost effective for the consumer, considering they'll get the money back because they're you know making saving costs on making like physical copies of a game. In other words,
Well, think about those bundles that you can have. Like instead of putting out a Series S and a Series X, you put out a base model, and then if you want the Ultimate Edition, you can bundle in those additional upgraded
right?
units that you can just combine to make the most powerful gaming system that you can make at the time. You don't have to wait for another gen. Every year,
Right.
something new come out. For those that really want it, they got the option.
Right.
But if not, you have that base model that you can just plug and play and get right into. Because Game Pass, they just want a place to play, and a lot of these kids, they don't really care. I mean, does your son think about graphics right now?
No, 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 no. He's playing Roblox, bro. Come on. That's a Nintendo graphics game. That's what he's playing.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
My bad, Jay. I'll keep nugging your game system.
No, I don't play Roblox. I play Fortnite Lego like an adult.
I
All
want to get
right.
on that. I'm not gonna lie. I want to get on it too. I might do it this weekend with Benny.
All right. Well, moving right along to our next topic. Insomniac Studios has been hacked, and
Yes, sir.
Wolverine, the upcoming game, is out there. The full script, images, videos, and even some form of playable demo kind of deal is out there. So, a lot of times when these things happen, a leak is a leak. It happens. I'm sorry, not a leak, but a hack. Unfortunately, it's something that has happened. Capcom not too long ago was hacked. Rockstar was hacked just before the game's getting revealed. One of the most anticipated games of all time, and now the stuff that they've worked for so long is all just out there. Out of their control. Now, the hackers in the case of Capcom and Rockstar apparently made demands for money, and they didn't pay. So now Insomniac, studio belonging to Sony, same situation. They're getting hacked. They were asked for $2 million, and then they won't leak all their stuff, and they chose not to pay. So historically, it's kind of like a we don't negotiate with hostage
Terrorist.
takers,
Terrorist.
with terrorists. Thank you. And frankly, it has to stay that way because if these hackers see that people are getting money out of this, then they're all going to turn their attention and they're going to pick their targets and they're going to attack. And the same thing's going to happen. Look at Nintendo. Every time a Nintendo game's coming out, rest assured, a month before it's out, there's a copy of the game out there. The whole damn thing. So it's the whole situation kind of sucks, especially because you have these Insomniac people doing a passion project, making these games.
Right.
Who the hell doesn't love Wolverine, and who hasn't wanted a Wolverine game? An X-Men game would be great, but want to focus on Wolverine, it sounds incredible. But now these guys are all there working in their office, working on these games, and now they go online and they see people talking about it, picking it apart, and going through things. And I don't know, it's just kind of it's a weird situation, and I think it goes beyond the whole Xbox versus PlayStation versus Nintendo kind of deal where you can celebrate something bad happening to the other side, because frankly, Starfield was something being worked on for so long, it would have been a damn travesty for it to all be completely leaked out months before or even a year before the game comes out. And then now everybody's kind of used to the idea of what's coming, and it takes the excitement away from when you're going to play. So what do you guys think?
Yeah. Dude, this really ticks me off. I know I told you about it earlier when we spoke earlier, because someone like me who's a big gaming fan who like the
And a
only
big
reason what I want
spoiler.
to yeah, and a big spoiler, but not like this dude. Uh,
I'm just kidding.
but the main reason why I want to get a PS5 is because I want to play Wolverine. That's the only reason why I want a PS5 right now, to play Wolverine, and of course Last of Us 2 remake.
Should have waited for
Man,
the pro, dog.
not too late. Well, whatever. I'll get it next year, whatever it is. I don't know. But it really infuriates me, man, because we spent all this time waiting for this trailer to come out, this game to come out, so we could enjoy it to the fullest, and then we get some. jerk who just decides to try to hold the company hostage by leaking information that is ruining not only the workers of the company who spend so much time and effort into making this game, but the fan base, like myself. Like, dude, I went and bought my little Wolverine today because I'm excited for it. I want
Yeah.
Wolverine. I want to see. And I'm glad that Insomniac didn't heel over and pay these guys the $2 million because f these guys, bro. I hope they get caught. I hope they get processed. I hope they get prosecuted. You know, it's a trap. Like you said, it's a travesty. It's horrendous. It shouldn't. But nothing we could do about it, right? Except get pissed off about it like I am. But I want to be surprised when that game comes out. I want to enjoy it the fullest. I want to, I'm taking the day off of work the next day or the next week so I could, finish the game, whatever it is. F these guys, bro. I hope they get caught. Every single one of them.
I thought that Insomniac had like the best response to what happened that you can possibly do. When they put that picture that you
Oh
The picture I
sent
yeah.
sent you earlier, right?
in our chat
Yeah.
from
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine with the middle claw out saying
Mm-hmm.
"fuck you, bub" or "fuck off, bub," that was awesome,
Yeah.
man. Oh,
That's
let
how
me
I
ask you
felt.
guys: do you guys think that Insomniac should pivot their direction of the game, or should they stick with what, even though
Stick with
everything's
it.
out, stick with it?
Man, stick with it, man. I mean, like I said, people like me, I'm not gonna go looking for any of the spoilers. I'm not. I want to be surprised when I play the game. So I'm not. Stick with it. Stick with your formula. It worked for Spider-Man 2. Stick with this. You probably have a great game in your hands, and if you change it, you're gonna f something up. So just stick with it.
Yeah, the game is
Jay, you
still
think?
2 years out, so there might still be wiggle room. I know a lot of times when they make games and movies, they film scenes that don't make it to the final movie
Right.
and things like that. So, there's still a chance that people could be surprised. I mean, you got 2 years. Like the game wasn't done yet. So I don't know, it's possible that it could change, but at the same time, um, they're working on their project, they know what they want to do and everything. So, I support them, whoever it doesn't matter who it is, even Nintendo with the way that they are with their stuff, you hate to see this crap happen. And it's an unfortunate thing. And what's even worse, which doesn't really have to do with us, is that there's a ton of employees there whose personal information,
Golly.
things like I'm sure their socials are out there and passports and all sorts of stuff like that. They have to worry about that now. Their home addresses, like there's people who could take that and do bad stuff with it.
Right.
So we're all here pissed because the information got leaked, but there's a ton of people who now have to worry about a lot of other things that are more serious than a video game.
This is people's like whole life. They make money from making these great games, and now it jeopardizes their financial situation by doing something like this.
Absolutely, man. And
Yeah.
now on a positive note, they just recently announced that the person who hacked Rockstar and got those PS6 leaks out just got slammed. They
Good.
grabbed them, they locked them up. Now, unfortunately, this person suffers from mental illness, like, and I don't want to blame that for their reasons for hacking because that's a malicious thing that takes a lot of work. So we're not
Mm-hmm.
It can't
giving
be
anybody a
that
break.
bad mentally if they are that high functioning to hack something,
Right.
you know?
Right, right. And you can't give somebody a full-on break, but apparently they're being taken to like a psychiatric hospital where they're going to complete whatever sentence. I mean, I don't know when. I'm sure it still has to go through trial and everything like that. But whatever happens, it seems like they're going to be in some kind of mental facility or something like that. So, but hey, the good news is that investigations get made, and maybe they'll catch the people who do this, and then the people in the future who consider hacking these companies will see that a there isn't really money to be made there, and then b there's a risk of getting caught and doing
Yeah.
some real time because these things
Right.
gets treated pretty seriously. So at least that's silver linings. Hopefully we move forward to not have so much of these issues so often. You know.
Well, these hackers have no morals, man. And I think it's going to be a hot take, but I think the media is to blame for it too. Because what happens with these things? All right, the guy leaked out the information. You're reporting the information that he leaked out and giving them clout. That's what
Right.
they want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, that's my word. Stop reporting on stuff like that. You know it's wrong. Don't report
Right.
anything. Don't don't move any of the stuff that they put out there. Just leave it stagnant, you know,
Right.
and and don't pay them any mind. I feel like it's a pandemic of what's going on right now because media just catches something and go with it. You know, everybody wants views. I get it, but there's better ways to do it, man. Have some morals, and if you know it's wrong, then don't contribute to it. Like you said, all of those people's personal info. That's way bigger
Yeah.
than any of this game shit. But at the same
they
time, what's gonna take off? People want to get the
also,
cheese on Wolverine, but I'm not one of those guys. I'm like Chris. I don't want to know anything about this thing. He's
right.
one of my favorite characters ever. Spider
Right.
Man's
Yeah,
number
man.
one. That's number two. And
Yeah.
when I was younger, the roles were reversed.
Right.
Wolverine was my dude, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not into any of that. Be a good person, do good in this earth,
Right.
and leave the world a better place than you left it.
But they also released a bunch of other stuff as well, man. Like they said that publishing agreements between Marvel and specific like terms laid out for like future games and stuff like that got leaked. Private communication between Sony and Microsoft got leaked during the FTC, whatever Activision acquisition deal thing. A lot of stuff got leaked, and I'm glad that they didn't kill over and took and give paid these guys off. The hell with them, man.
Yeah, apparently, well, interesting stuff that has come out that it's it's part of a leak, but it's not necessarily something that's kind of spoiler territory. It's kind of kind of exciting stuff. Is a Venom game is apparently coming out either 2024 or I
Mm,
guess early on 2025. So it might be like a Miles Morales situation where it's a shorter
right.
game in
Okay.
the realm of all these, and without going into spoilers again, there might be some kind of Spider Verse kind of situation going on.
Carnage.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Carnage was hinted to. That might be a DLC
Yeah.
to Spider-Man
Yeah.
2. But we also got to see that at least Insomniac is not wasting their time on these live service games that are trying to, do microtransactions and get you to pay for every little thing. They're on the track to continue doing what they know how to do. And as we've seen recently with some of the issues with Bungie and other issues going on in Sony with all these live service games, a while back they said that they wanted to have around they were working on like 10 or 12 live service projects. Well, that obviously hasn't been going over well. People haven't been happy about that. They're like, stop making these cash grab games and keep doing what you're good at. That's how you bring in the money,
Right.
or at least that's what we want from you. And if you want to satisfy the gamer, that's how you're going to get your money. And it looks like they're scrapping a lot of these things.
Mm.
So I don't know what the future holds, but you know what? If they keep doing what they've been doing for the past 10 years, I'm happy. You know,
You think they'll do kind of like what they did with God of War for Spider-Man, like for the Venom DLC or for the Carnage DLC if they have one, like give it out for free like they did with the God of War Valhalla DLC? You think they'll do something like that or no?
man, I don't know. So I've been playing the God of War DLC, and I'm glad you brought that up, man. It
Yeah.
is the God of War Valhalla is badass. God of War Ragnarok ended with an amazing conclusion. I was so happy with that game. It was a whole thing, man. It was phenomenal.
Can't wait.
But for anybody out there who has beaten Ragnarok and hasn't tried the DLC yet, jump on that because it adds to the story something you didn't know you needed, and it just kind of continues on. And I'm really excited to see what's at the other end of it once I finish it. But I'm a
I
couple
can't
hours
wait.
into it. Supposedly it's anywhere from 5 to 10 hours depending on
Nice.
how you move, on how good you
Right.
are, how much you suck. It's gonna take me 10 hours. Spoiler alert right there. But I don't know that they'll give it away for free. I think it's going to be like a Miles Morales kind of situation.
Yeah.
Carnage is going to be not free, but it's going to be like a DLC. Maybe it'll be like 10
Right.
bucks or something like that.
Right.
Or maybe it'll be free. Maybe it'll surprise us. I don't know.
That's why I
But
was surprised with the Valhalla DLC that was free, man. That's pretty awesome. That's
I don't
pretty
know why they
pretty.
did it, but it's a nice touch. Maybe they just
Merry
wanted
Christmas to PS players. Yeah.
maybe it was something that was part of the first game and they never added it on and they just kind of were like,
Right.
"Hey, let's put it in now."
Finish
I
it
don't know.
and yeah, that's dope, man. That thing is pretty cool. Can't wait to play it. I can't wait to play
Well,
it.
something else got leaked that Spider-Man multiplayer was supposed to come out too
What?
in like a
Really?
year or two. Yeah, so
Really?
I wonder how. I I I don't think it's gonna be like a live service thing, but imagine you're running through Spider-Man and your partner's Miles, or vice versa.
Right. Right. Like a co-op
You
kind
know?
of thing, you mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
could be. What else would they do on multiplayer?
Right.
You know,
You can't do like a Fortnite building
it's
stuff with
a
five spider
it,
webs kind of thing.
it's supposed to be an online component, so
Hmm.
I'm
No, cool.
assuming it's a yeah.
I was
We'll
bummed
see,
to hear
man.
about the. I was bummed to hear about the Last of Us multiplayer thing getting scratched, man. I was super bummed. I was hoping to see
Yeah,
that,
but
but
what did you think
I
it was
guess it's
gonna
not
be
happening
though?
anymore.
What did you think it
Well,
was gonna
they were
be?
supposed to be like a faction kind of thing. Like I don't know if you ever played the first one. I think that the first one had a good multiplayer, which was pretty fun. But they were going to do like a faction kind of, I think, like survival kind of style multiplayer, which seemed pretty cool. Kind of like what's that game? Ark, I think it's called. That's kind of style, if I'm not mistaken.
But I think it's kind of like the PUBGs and
The
things
PUBG
like
kind of,
that,
yeah, yeah.
where you
Like
pick
a
up equipment and gear, move along, and then
right,
eventually take out
Like a
but
battle
you get to
royale?
right, but you get to build a
some.
base, kind of like a thing, and a commune for people, kind of thing,
Oh,
right?
interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's
man. I
pretty
would.
cool.
I'm telling you right now, I would love a zombie or post-apocalyptic kind of MMO game. Like I don't know why it
Mm.
doesn't exist yet, or unless it
Well,
doesn't, I don't know about
State
it.
of Decay
State
is
of
not
Decay,
Is it
yeah.
like that?
it's not like that.
Damn, I'm not
I don't
sure,
think it's an MMO, but is it?
bro. I
Can
would
you play with
love.
your friends?
I haven't played it,
I
so
don't
I
know.
wouldn't know.
Put me in like a Walking Dead kind of situation where you start off with nothing and you know that there's a town somewhere and you got to make your way there. You equip yourself, you get your gear, whatever you could find and scavenge, and eventually you get to your town. Then I don't, whatever happens, you could build your own outpost or something like that, and maybe have like a guild like in your World of Warcrafts and
Mm.
stuff like that,
Mm.
and have your group of villagers or whatever, and then going after supplies, or maybe there's somebody terrorizing an area, you can kind of band together to take them out. I hate to say it, but like to just copy off of the Walking Dead TV show, but they had a ton of great ideas there, and it was fun
Mm.
to watch through all that. It would be awesome for me at least to play something like that,
Yeah.
where you could play with your friends and be like, hey guys, I need to go, I heard that there's something, I got a quest that there's something out there, maybe like a freaking Gatling gun or something like that at an abandoned military base.
Yeah.
And then you get your buddies together, you go over there, and you got zombies and body armor and stuff, where you gotta like, time your shots and stuff, and maybe do like distraction on one side of the base to kind of enter through the other. Like the possibilities are endless, bro. I would love to have something like that.
Have something like that,
Ah,
like little factions like hunters and gatherers kind of thing. I'm gonna go pick up some strawberry, guys. I'll be right back.
let's go, Rockstar. Rockstar, listening to this. GTA 6, Vice City Zombies. Let's get it.
Hey guys, anybody
Yeah,
want some
man.
lettuce? I got some great lettuce growing in the back.
So yeah. So you could play Stardew Valley and then have things ready for when we come back and finish
Yeah, yeah.
raiding
Hey,
things up.
I'll make you dinner. Hey, when you guys get back from killing all the zombies, dinner will be ready. You
Hell
know,
yeah.
that'd be cool.
You're gonna walk up to a bush
Yeah,
and press A to pick some cherries and shit.
yeah. Pick some strawberries and shit. Oh, the blueberries are in season, guys. Blueberry pie.
Like, yo,
I
you
love it.
missed it. Jay found a
So,
grenade and blew up like 30 zombies, and you're over here cooking like
but I bet you these blueberries taste delicious.
cooking simulator on his side.
And
Making potions.
you get XP for even cooking, so everybody
Yeah.
levels up. All
Did
right,
they
well,
announce X-Men game on top of
Oh
Wolverine?
yes, 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 yes. I saw that.
I was
What was it
hoping that's
called?
the route they take. I heard that
Oh
on top of Wolverine, X-Men was their future, which would
yeah.
be dope because
No, well, hang on. Was it a
X-Men
game?
is
Was it
10 times the team that the Avengers is. Hot take.
but was it a game or was it a movie?
No, it's a
no, yeah.
game from
So
Insomniac.
yeah,
Really?
part of that leak from Insomniac, they showed like their path of what they're gonna do. There's like they showed about the Ratchet and Clank that's coming out way down the
Oh
line. Will probably be on PS6, and then they showed the Venom, the Spider-Man 3 game, which will probably be on PS6, and then there's some kind of X-Men game, in the works. And bro, I'm excited as hell about that because I'm dying to
oh
play
yeah.
Gambit. Give me Gambit.
Colossus.
Ooh,
You
yeah,
know what?
Colossal's
Wolverine
bad.
standalone character. They come to Wolverine. Yo, we need your help, man. Wolverine's like, fuck off, bub. I'm solo.
You got
And then somehow
you,
he ends
He's
up
like,
working with the
see.
team and he's the missing link and they just plug him right in and then
you got to send his
ah.
kryptonite in.
You see this guy fighting the Hulk? That would be a nice kickback to the comics, bro.
You know who you send in to recruit the Wolverine?
Oof.
His baby mama, man, Jean Grey. Jean
Oh
Grey
yeah,
gets that dude
right.
to do whatever.
Yeah.
Jean Grey gets that dude to do whatever she wants, bro.
You know they're gonna do the meme. He's gonna be laying up looking at
Oh
the
yeah.
photo. You know they're
On the
gonna do it.
bed.
Oh
Yo,
man.
that has to be in the game.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd
Oh,
be
they
great.
did
It
one of
has to.
these in oh, I'll leave
Imagine
it
they
like
roll the
that.
credits. He's laying in bed. He has it. The camera pans around, and then the credits at the end of the game play on the thing, on the
Wow.
frame.
Wow,
Yeah,
that'd be
man.
great.
If I could play as Gambit again, I'll be so happy. The last time I had fun playing Gambit was on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
I
There
feel
was an
like
X
he'd
Men
be
game on there that was sick.
such a nice character to bring into this new age of
Yeah.
gaming, man. You could do so
hmm
much with him. Like Blade. This new Blade,
Nah,
I'm
oh
looking
man.
forward to that thing.
Yeah,
I feel like
I hope they
Gambit
don't
could be
leak
the
that.
same way. Only
bro.
Cajun.
Some of your Xbox peeps were trashing Wolverine. They're like, "Oh, another
No,
third-person
man.
game, whatever." And then somebody was saying, like, "Dude, Blade's gonna be the same thing."
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
heard
yeah.
that
So I read
Blade,
that.
yeah, I heard that Blade might be like a Devil May Cry type of thing. A lot more fast movement, kind of moving
Really?
around. I
Yeah.
mean, Blade doesn't really jump around too much, but he definitely does move around fast, 'cause being a vampire and also. That'd be
Right.
interesting to see what's gonna happen with
Have
that.
you guys ever played Chronicles of Riddick? Like Escape from Butcher
Eh,
Bay?
long time ago. Yeah, yeah, long time ago.
Like a first person
Right.
my the what I remember is that you're starting off in like a prison. You're trying to
Mm-hmm.
get out of this thing and you're Riddick from the movies. And it was phenomenal game, man. Really good. Like it slowly starts opening up and you're trying to play a lot of, like there's a stealth aspect to it. But it's first person. Imagine if Blade was like that. I wonder how it would go.
Oh man,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know,
if it'll
man.
translate well, but
Not to like first person. I think Blade's meant to be played like a third person game, kind of like
yeah,
Spider-Man and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I don't
know
think
because
first
that's
person
what
will
I'm
do it
saying.
justice.
That Chronicles of Riddick did a very good job with the action, in my opinion. And it was
Yeah, I don't
kind of the
know.
same hacking and slashing and shooting, and it
Yeah,
it, it was pretty dope.
I don't know. I don't know. I really see Blade being a
You want
like
to see
third
that
person.
sexy trench coat flapping in the
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
sword
I want to see
swing
him.
and shit.
Yeah,
I
I,
agree.
I
that'll
just
I
be
think the
agree.
awesome.
sword, I think the sword play might be a little bit weird in first person. Like
Yeah,
Skyrim and stuff
100%.
like that. No offense to the Skyrim community, but like when I played that game and I was just swinging that sword and everything, I'm like,
It looks
it felt kind of
choppy.
weird. I feel like that's gonna be
Yeah,
something
but
where, mm,
it's gonna be mixed in with shooting. You know, it's not like Blade
Yeah.
just solo goes in with the. It's not gonna be all sword play, so it'll be like a melee aspect. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I see what
you
you mean.
run up to him and you press B, and then he fucking does like a.
I don't know.
mm,
Uh,
I
that
don't
would
know.
be good. Tie it into a move. But you know what? It's kind of would almost be like a Deadpool game if they do that.
Mm.
yeah,
You know, what would be a good opportunity? The X-Men game comes out and they drop Deadpool into that. Oh shit!
What?
What do we got here?
Who gave that guy that sword,
I
man?
don't know, man. Blade could be. That thing's gonna be fire.
Oh man, can't wait, man. I'm so excited.
But I think Sony got it, man. Like Spider Man, you don't get better character than that. Wolverine, you got the two hottest characters in the game right there.
Right.
And now I'm guessing it's gonna be a console exclusive on Xbox's part. But Blade was a very interesting take to start that off. I wonder what route they're gonna take.
I wonder.
So Blade, who else goes with Blade? You know,
Mm.
he's
I don't
kind of
know. I
like
only
his "I
recently,
do my own thing" type of deal.
Right. This- Yeah, that'd be
I
awesome.
don't know.
Come.
You know what? What if it was kind of like an Arkham kind of game? Because I know he's got a vehicle, so it could be like an Arkham style. like a
Yeah.
grounded fighter, rough,
Yeah. Cause
you know.
yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
But the only
I see why
knowledge I
not.
have of Blade is the movies, and in the movies he had like his own Alfred, behind the
Right.
scenes, who taught him,
Yeah.
mentored him,
Yeah.
put him in the right direction, does his gadgets, and you know,
Right.
so very interesting, man.
Yeah, all they got to do is make sure that they learn from the Avengers. Because when you have characters that are smaller and then bigger and everything like that, you have to, consider, if you level them out too much, and all of a sudden you start losing the fun. If you're gonna try to take Hulk and bring him down to the level of, Cyclops or something like that, you gotta do something. They gotta figure it out. Like, I'm not a game dev. I'm not a very creative person. But when you're playing as Colossus, you need to feel huge and strong. And a small character can't come up and whoop your ass no matter what. Maybe they have to use their environment or something like that.
Mm.
And if they drop Jubilee in there, which I kind of want Jubilee to be in there too,
Fuck
she's
yeah,
kind of known for her weak little powers and stuff like that.
Right.
You got to find a way to make her, you
she
know,
throw bubbles at your ass.
yeah. But have her do something like, like take out an electronic device and knock it down, or maybe her powers can somehow control one of the Sentinels or something like that. What if she were to
Mm.
control one of them and have the Sentinel freaking do damage? And bro, I can't wait to
See,
fight a Sentinel in a modern day AAA type game. Like, bro,
wow, dude.
I can't wait for
Oh,
that.
nah, I'm
To
so
see, to
excited.
see.
Like that was the best thing that came out. But fuck these hackers, you know.
Yeah.
No, no respect. But damn, Insomniac, get your juice pumping, man. Like, God, they're making me
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Everything that they're doing, I think that they're Sony's greatest asset right now.
Dude. Imagine tearing shit up as Beast, bro. I love Beast. Oh man, that'd be so awesome,
I
dude.
went up all of y'all. I don't know how y'all didn't mention this shit yet. Imagine Rogue touching
I was just about to say that. I
somebody
was just about to say
and
that.
getting that fucking strength, man. Like,
Yeah.
yo, how
I,
badass would that be? You see Rogue
did
in
you
like different aspects. Like, she could be fucking amazingly strong, bro.
did you guys see the marbles yet?
Nah, I
No,
haven't
I haven't
watched it.
seen it.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm not going to say anything because the credit scene in that thing, you should just watch the movie for the credit scene. I'm just saying. I'm just saying
I'm not a big
I
because
fan of
definitely.
what MCU's been doing, so it's tough for me to sit down for 2+ hours.
uh, so can I spoil it or no?
Hashtag
We're gonna put a little
spoiler alert
spoiler
now.
alert.
Everybody stop if you don't want to hear.
At the end of the Marvels, the ending credit scene, guess who pops up? I'll give you one guess.
Rogue. Rogue.
No, no, Beast.
Hell yeah.
This thing,
Oh, so the
I'm,
X-Men
I'm,
coming in.
I'm gonna leave it at that. That's all I'm gonna leave it at. That's what I was saying. It's
Did
coming.
Yeah.
they show him with
It's
his
coming.
chest out or in the suit with the
They show him
glasses?
in the suit. I think in the suit, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah,
Yeah, it looks fire. It looks dope, dope, dope. Oh man, if I was you, go look at a video just for that scene.
I'm
The
gonna pull
movie
it up
was
right now.
oh,
Not right
yeah,
now, but when we're done here, I'm
yeah.
gonna pull it up.
Oh,
I want to
Beast.
bro.
see the I want to
Mm,
see the traversal of Beast if you get to play as him, and
yeah.
Nightcrawler.
Ah,
Nightcrawler.
poof,
Yes, 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 yes,
poof,
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
bud.
poof.
yes.
Hell yeah.
Bro, the uncanny X-Men, bro. What?
But
How
this
amazing would
is
that be?
this is exactly what they need though, because the Avengers had some great parts about that game. I don't know if you guys played it,
Yeah, I played
but
it.
it
Yeah, yeah. I liked
also
it.
like a lot of shit felt like integrated. Like it wasn't as
Right.
different as it should be. Um, the traversal was one of those things. Yo, did you see? Have y'all played as Spider Man in the Avengers? I mean, Chris doesn't
I
have
heard
No,
it's
I
PlayStation,
terrible.
so he
no,
couldn't.
because it was on PlayStation.
Dude, just look it up on YouTube and do yourself a favor to get a good laugh. Look up Spider Man in the Avengers and see
Yeah,
how
dumb.
man, like it could be
They
nothing
reskinned
in the
Captain
air.
America.
Oh yeah. No,
Right.
but the artwork in there, Captain America was my guy. I played as him.
Yeah.
Um but the artwork for me didn't do it in the Avengers. Like I don't know
You
why they
know,
went that route.
that game has so much potential, man.
So much.
The beginning of it was great. The first scene when you switching between different characters at the beginning of it, you know, that was really cool. I really enjoyed it when they introduced you to every character, like Iron Man and then Hulk and Black Widow. That was really cool.
It's one of
But
the
I don't
dopest
know what.
intros to a game.
Yeah, that was fire. I really loved that. I mean, I thought the game was going to be amazing from what I still enjoy the game. Don't get me wrong, but I thought it was going to be amazing from that beginning scene when Black Widow goes and fights Taskmaster for the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty dope. And then I don't know what happened with the game, and then it went flat.
Well, it felt repetitive, and they didn't
Yeah,
really capitalize too much on it. But that's what
right.
Jay is saying. Like, you're gonna make an X-Men. These characters
Oh,
need to feel different. They need to move different. Like, there needs to
right.
be a lot of aspects when you're bringing a team together. I'm not gonna play a Justice League game, and my Batman feels like the same as Green Lantern. When Green
Right,
Lantern
right, right, right.
he's one of the most powerful beings in the universe with everything, you know. So
Except for show him
can't
a
do
yellow
it, man.
T-shirt, he dies.
Oh my god, man. You
Put
don't
a
get the
yellow T-shirt in front of him.
disrespect.
He's like, oh. I go slap him with a yellow T-shirt. He's done.
You're an
Yeah,
idiot.
man.
Whatever.
If every character plays exactly the same, then you're just gonna get a
Yeah.
Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. You know, coming soon.
Oh,
Oh,
but he hasn't even played the game yet. He's already
low
talking trash. But
blow.
wow.
They all got jetpacks. They all got freaking machine guns. Like, I don't know,
Ah,
bro.
man. I don't know.
Uh,
Let's
I
see,
agree.
bro.
I hope we're wrong,
Let-
but I fucking agree with
Yeah.
Jay. Like,
Yeah.
it did
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
look
look,
good.
and they built it out to be a live service game that apparently could have been free, and you just jump in and play. And then
Mm.
after all the backlash, they're like, "Oh shit, let's turn this into a first or to a single player experience that you could either play with the group or single player." Yeah, something tells me when you make a big shift like
Mm.
that, you're gonna make shit. Like,
More than likely.
we'll see. I mean, we'll try it. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I hope to be wrong. But yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking
If
good.
I'll tell you what,
Oh.
if they don't pull that shit that Gotham Knights did, I'll get this game. I'll buy it. But frame rate got to be up
Oh.
there, man.
Yeah. Well, it's free on Game Pass right now, so if you want to try it out for free,
Suicide
Gotham
Squad?
Knights is
Oh no,
no
I'm
Gotham
about to
Knights.
say.
No Gotham Knights.
I'm about to start that shit right now. Even though I gotta be up at 5.
Gross.
No man.
All right, man. Well,
Um,
I think we covered that topic up pretty good, and now we're gonna kind of segue and slide into something near dear to my heart. I consider myself the retro guy here. I got all my old consoles. Um, I like to do my emulation as well. I'm a jack of all trades when it comes to this thing, and I feel like I wouldn't be doing us justice if I didn't at some point start talking about some retro stuff. So I decided to bring up something that I think would be most useful for the average person out there who maybe you still have your old consoles around, your Super Nintendos, N64s, whatever, the things that don't have HDMI plugs. And you might have run into a situation where like, oh, let me plug this thing in and see if I could play my old games any kind of way. Well, unfortunately, the more we're going into the future, the less TVs have your yellow, white, and red plugs. And even if they did have them, if you go back 5, 6, 7 years, you'll have some TVs that still have these plugs. The problem is that it stretches the image. You're talking about something that's analog going to digital, and let's just say that they're talking two different languages, right? So they just don't communicate. So it stretches your image, it looks terrible, and then the worst of all is that you have your input lag. So you could take your controller and you could jump on your character, and it'll be like up to a second or more where you have a delay, and a lot of times you can't play games like that. You can't
right.
play platformers like that. You can barely play 3D games like that. It's just a crappy experience, right? So you have two options. You could be, crazy like me and get an old tube TV and get your
Or
original
two.
experience. Hell yeah. And that's where you're going to get the best possible experience. And I'm telling you, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but I mean, when you play it the way that they were intended to be played, you got to think that the devs that were playing and creating these games were playing on tube TVs. They were playing on what people had. But anyways, moving forward, we have our HDMI consoles, and now those can get better with time, right? I have an OLED TV right now, and I connected my PS3 to it, and I was blown away at how good it looked. It looked really great. Now, what do you do if you have these old consoles that you want to play? Well, there is a company called Retrotink, and the gentleman's name is Mike Chi. You can look him up on X or Twitter, whatever it's going to be called nowadays. And it's pretty cool, man. The guy's very interactive on there. He has created these little devices, right? And just before I even go into that, you can go online and find little adapters where you could plug in the red, white, and yellow, and then you get HDMI out the other end.
Yeah,
But
the
let me
RGBs.
save you the time right now. It's going to be garbage. It's not going to be much better. Now, these RetroTink devices, there's simpler ones, and it goes all the way up to the newest one that just came out recently, the RetroTink 4K. And I'll get to that in a second, but these devices speak the language of the digital TV and the old analog consoles, and they will give you that best possible picture with the absolute minimum input lag. So you could actually go back to your old consoles and really, really enjoy them. But there's something that goes even further here that's pretty cool. The new RetroTink 4K, as the name implies, 4K, it's upscaling your old games to 4K, has HDMI in. And what that means is you could potentially take older HDMI consoles like the PS3, Xbox 360, and even the Nintendo Switch and have that device upscale them to 4K.
Really?
So this is pretty cool stuff out
Wow.
here because you could take your older games and everything, not have to worry about trying to emulate them because they are a lot more demanding, and have them come out on this extremely high quality level. And that thing is expensive. It's $750 for the 4K, but the one that comes before it, which doesn't have the HDMI, the 5X, that's what I have, is I think 300 or a little bit less than 300 now, but that'll let you play your old games at a pretty good quality, at least 1080p on newer TVs. And I believe they could be used as a capture device too. So if you want to stream your games on a separate console, you'll be able to do that through there. So pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of tech with these old consoles, like really modernizing these old retro consoles and bringing them to the new age. And in episodes coming up, we're going to talk about a couple of the little devices and stuff like that. But I'll pass it over to you guys. What do you guys think, man?
That's
This
pretty
stuff
cool,
makes
man.
sense
I
to me.
mean, yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, I've been playing all my retro games on my Power Kitty that you got me for my birthday, right? That's what
Hell
I've been
yeah.
playing. That's what I've been playing, and I love that little Power Kitty, bro. X55. I'm not a big retro gamer like you are. I think I'm not gonna pay 750 for it because I don't play that many retro games. I do play them, like I said, on the go on the car when I'm going on the trip. I'm a little Power Kitty, so that for me is enough. So to me, it's a great thing for people who love retro games. But for me, it's not. I wouldn't get one because I'll be a waste of money on my end.
Yeah, it's a niche thing. It's definitely
Yeah.
not something that's for everybody. I
Right.
definitely got to preface that. You got to be in a unique situation where you've got one of those old consoles and you're like, man, I want to take this, connect it to a TV, and play like when I was a kid. You know, but a cheaper option is to jump on Facebook Market or whatever buying app that you have, and you could find people getting rid of these tube TVs. So then again,
Mm.
you got to be careful you don't kill yourself trying to freaking carry
Try to
that
pick
that
it up,
That's
monstrosity.
get a
exactly
hernia,
what I was. That's exactly what
get
I
a
was gonna
hernia.
get at.
I had one that literally weighed 96 pounds. So, yeah,
I used to
good
stock them
times.
things in Best Buy, and that was a time where they transitioned to flat screen.
No
So
way.
those tubes that we
Wow.
had like left over, man, those were the only things in the entire store that killed my back, man. I'm on a shaky ass ladder on the third story trying to pick up these tube TVs and like stock them right. You got to lean over. Like, nah, scary
That's how I got
stuff
a hernia, right? That's how I got a hernia. I got
with
an
a tube
umbilical
TV.
hernia. If lifting up a 36-inch tube TV by myself from the floor to the truck, trying to help Lauren's dad moving it from some place to one place to the other. And I picked it up by myself, and the moment I did it, I felt that pop. I was like, "Oh, this is not gonna be good."
Uh,
Yeah, it was bad.
you Marines, man, y'all don't know when to stop.
When 155. I don't know how heavy that thing was, bro. But Jesus Christ, that thing was heavy.
You're a beast.
There- I remember by the time I took it off, he had an instead of center console. By the time I took it off, that center console was concaved. It was like all warped out because of the weight of the TV.
I gotta tell you, man, one of the tubes, I got two, because just in case one breaks, right? So
Right.
I got two. And one of the ones that I have, what I love about it the most is, man, so eventually I'll go into my whole retro journey, and I'll say that it started back in 2020 when my dad was selling the house and moving, and he sent me a picture saying, "Hey, do you want any of this crap?" And I still have the picture saved that he texted me. It was a banker's box covered in old school stuff like Linux, Wi-Fi routers, and cables galore, and sitting amongst it was my old Sega Saturn
Oh, no
sitting
way.
in there. And I was like, "Oh, wow, you found it?" And I said, "Dad, I'm en route." So I went over there, picked that thing up, and that was the beginning. Now I'll get into it in future episodes. But what,
Yeah, yeah.
what was really cool about this one tube TV that I spotted on Facebook Market was it is the exact TV I used to have back in the
Oh, no
day
way.
on my like playing Super Nintendo.
Oh,
Like
really?
when I
Wow.
pressed the power button on that thing, I felt it and I recognized the sound and I recognized the feel of it. The only thing is that this one actually has a VCR built into it.
uh,
When the one that we had, I don't think it had that. So man, it's just extremely nostalgic to play on
it brought you
something
back.
that, yeah, bro.
That's
It's
awesome,
just so
bro.
freaking cool, man. But
What a great feeling.
yeah, man.
I'm
Wow.
glad I have options out there for people like that. I know a couple people that never transitioned with the next generations, and they got stuck in like the 2D, the Final Fantasy 4 era, the like those older school games. And now you
Yeah.
got the options to just go back and relive them things for
Right,
those
right,
that
right.
want it.
There's
I'm
so much
like
stuff
Chris.
out there.
I'm not a retro gamer per se, but it does interest me. But what I got the Ally for, I plan on getting into that thing because this machine right here can do it all. And
Right.
there's some games that I'd love to go back to and see if what my heart feels the same as my mind nowadays.
Right. Wow.
That'd be dope.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome, bro. Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff, and I plan on the future episodes. We're gonna bring up a couple of the really cool things. I'm dying to talk about it now, but I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold
I'm
off.
gonna hold on. All
But
right. All
um,
right.
but yeah, man, I'm actually enjoying as I mentioned earlier, really enjoying Mass Effect, man. And I remember as a kid, I don't know
Yeah.
what my struggle was, but I hit a wall with it where I was just kind of like I wasn't understanding something. I don't remember what it is, but I know that obviously you suggested it, BJ, big time that I jump on it. And I got to tell you, I know you never really played a Fallout game, but there's a lot of similarities here when it comes to
Mm.
the dialogue choices and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like I'm still in the beginning of the game. I'm sure there's still more stuff to be revealed for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
But in Fallout, you allocate points at the beginning of the game to kind of decide what kind of character you're going to have. Are you going to be somebody physically strong, somebody very smart, and then charisma is one of the options. So what's
Right.
really cool is you could be having a conversation with somebody who's getting to kind of do it like a roadside robbery on you, and all of a sudden, you there's an option there, and it tells you your success rate based on your charisma, and you might be able to talk your way out of the situation, and maybe even convince the person to join you.
Yeah.
So one of the very cool historic things about the first Fallout, which came out probably I think early 90s or so, that it was a PC game, was that you can beat the game, you could beat the last boss without ever attacking or having to do anything if your charisma is high enough to convince them to
Oh,
basically take themselves out.
Yeah.
It's pretty
right.
badass, man. Fallout, I can't wait for you to give that one a shot, man. But you got to try Final Fantasy VII first. Put everything
Let's see if it
else
does it. Let's see if
last.
it. But which one, the remake or the original?
Bro, I think so for the record here, me and BJ had discussed, in our little chat here, since I partook in a game that he suggested, he's gonna try something that I'm suggesting. So I had a lot to
Oh,
pick from, and I was like, man, what's it gonna be? The Final Fantasy VII remake is awesome. Rebirth coming out is awesome, but I wanted him to gather the full story on one shot, the way that we experienced it, which
Right,
might be
right,
kind
right,
of
right.
a rough, a rough path because it is an older game.
Yeah,
But Final Fantasy VII OG is where it's at, man. So you could really grasp the story and then see the importance of what's going on
yeah.
with the new one,
Right, right, right. And
because
it's on
it's,
Game Pass, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I downloaded by mistake because I thought it was the PS3 4 version of it, and it was the original version of it. It's on Xbox Game Pass.
Just such a good story, man. And it's an
Yeah, man.
RPG. It's not very difficult, and it's got enough like side content, like side quests and stuff like that,
Oh,
but not too much. I think if you were to really like go balls to the wall and really try to do everything in it, you're talking about like a 40-hour game. But there's people who could speed run it, or not only speed run it, but you blast through it when you already know what to do. I think it's like 20 hours or something like that,
really?
25 hours.
Man, I felt like it felt forever for me. I guess because it took me a long time. I never finished it. I got to Sephiroth. I never finished it. I couldn't beat that bastard. Um, that and Ruby and what's it? Ruby and Jade, the two main
Ruby
robots.
and Emerald,
Emerald, that's what it was. Those bastards.
unbeatable bosses that some
Yeah,
people out there
Jesus
manage to.
Christ. What a point.
There's a
Yeah.
strategy, but it ain't
Yeah,
easy.
there is. I just never finished it. Maybe I
Let
should
me
go back and
ask you,
try.
Final Fantasy 7 is a turn-based or is it like that 16 that's
Turn based. Turn based.
Yeah, it's
I
turn
love
okay.
turn
based.
based.
It's the first
That's
one
why
that came out. Mhm.
I'm excited. You guys speak highly of that thing. I missed out on the whole Final
uh-oh.
Fantasy series. So, yeah, man. We'll see what's up.
Listen, if you love Sea of Stars, you'll love Final Fantasy VII, man. Um, I mean, two different games,
Even
but
with them old ass graphics.
oh, bro, I love Final
Yeah.
Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII. The graphics are technically better, I guess you could say, or more further along than Sea of Stars. Because when you're playing on the map, you have a polygon character, basically a
Hmm.
3D character, but the backgrounds are images. So if that makes sense, so you kind of cruise your way around the screen and everything, and when you get into fights, it's full on 3D. It's still
Right,
polygons, but they look a lot better. The characters look a lot better in the fight, and it is turn based, but it's a good time, and you can customize the characters how you want. Um, you could materia till this day. I mean, people loved Final Fantasy because if you wanted one of your characters to learn fire, you take this orb that is fire and you give it to them. And as they play and as they fight rather, they upgrade that fire spell eventually
right,
becomes fire too, and it's a more severe spell. If you want to pass that on to somebody else, all you do is you take that material from them and give it to another character. They don't have to start from scratch. And for with every Final Fantasy that came after that, Final Fantasy or Square basically tries to be unique with every game and make a different game.
right,
But people have been asking for that materia system to come back forever. And then
right.
eventually the remake came out and they did bring it back. So I don't know. It's a really good game, and just the
Dude,
story is dramatic in the best possible way, man.
Chocobo races.
Hell yeah! Oh man,
Wait till you get there, bro. I mean, like I said, if you love Sea of Stars like we all do, man, Final Fantasy VII is the game that really got me into RPGs, like JRPGs, because I love turn-based RPGs because of Final Fantasy VII,
Wow. All right, let's do it.
and
I'm gonna
and
try.
it's
Might
on
try
game
to do it on my
it,
ally.
and it's on Game Pass. Look,
confirms.
yes sir,
Yeah,
Hell
man.
yeah,
yes sir.
heavy hitter right there, buddy.
Oof. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna start it myself. I'm gonna start playing it myself, just because I want to go back and
I
relive it
used to
again.
I used to beat it every couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, brag
it's just
about it. Why
it's
don't you?
it's just such a good story, man. Like we've been. I mean, once you know it inside and out, it's a lot
Yeah.
easier. But it's one of those. Final Fantasy did something where they started putting these crazy stories into these games, and Final Fantasy IV, which for us was Final Fantasy II here in the US, it was a very dark story and had a lot of twists and a lot
Hmm.
of like innocent people dying and stuff like that. And Final Fantasy VI, which was Final Fantasy 3, came out and took it to the next level. That was one that people were like, we're little kids playing these things and we're like experiencing these crazy stories. But for us, Final Fantasy VII was the one that really propelled everything forward. It had an awesome, deep story, and the graphics took a massive leap. It went from
Yeah.
those little pixel little characters to something 3D, and they introduced the little cinematic cutscenes, so you could see them for a moment looking like human kind of characters, and a lot of people were very attracted to Tifa too. So
Oh yeah.
you'll see what's going you'll see what's going on there. Actually, my brother, just shout out right here, had a keypad or a mouse pad that has her. Basically, it's like a mouse pad where your wrist rests on her cleavage, and it's like 3D. So it was pretty badass.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Oh
man. He
yeah,
even
man.
got he even got his wife to play it for a little while too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yup, and she is
I
not a
would tell you
gamer.
that I met somebody a while back ago when I was still working down south that like the kid had name is two kids, Sephiroth and Ares.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't spoil it. Don't
No,
spoil
no,
it.
no. No, no, no. But I'm saying that's what he had name. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying that's the name of the characters he's gonna find out at the beginning of the game.
One of the most dramatic and biggest
I've heard
spoilers
that
of all
before.
time. Oh man,
Yeah. But he named
I
both of his kids after those characters, bro. That's how much he loved the game.
bro, it's I mean it's a little excessive, but I support him. Sephiroth is
Yeah.
a little bit intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, man.
Sephiroth. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is,
Little
bro. The thing is, Lauren wouldn't let me go with that. Lauren, like, nah, I'm not naming the kids after that. Out of your mind. What was the dog's name? X13. What was his name?
Red 13 or
Red 13. I'm
yeah.
gonna name my kid Red 13, man.
Or do you remember his real name?
No, I don't. It's been a long time.
Nanakai or Nanaka.
Know that guy? Yeah. All right, it's been
They
a long
actually
time.
showed the Cosmo Canyon part.
Yeah.
Bro,
Oh
this
yeah.
this next one, Rebirth, is gonna be so good,
Oh,
bro. I'm
I hope
legit.
I,
I'm taking a week off just to play it.
I hope I get
I'm
into it,
doing it.
man. I wasn't too crazy of the game style play of it. You know,
Yeah,
it's like I thought it was gonna be like a turn based, but just with updated graphics.
This
yeah,
is
We'll
what I'm
see.
talking about. See, you guys went on a tangent for like 10,
Oh, I'm
15
sorry.
minutes. You're like, yeah, Final Fantasy, baby. I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Yeah, you
Because
got to
how
do
you
it, man.
guys are like this, I can talk about Mass Effect all day,
Right. Oh,
all
Mass
day
Effect's great,
long.
man. I played all of them, every single one, even Andromeda. I played all of them, so and I beat
I'm
all of them. So
I'm finishing Andromeda now. I think I'm like
yeah,
halfway. I never ended up playing it. I
yeah.
had it, started it,
It
but
didn't
never.
have it didn't have the same effect on me that the other three did.
Well, dude, think about that. Commander Shepard, you went through him with
Yeah.
3 games. Like that's
Right.
your guy. That's what Mass Effect, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just change it up, and now you're in a different galaxy and all
Yeah.
different story.
Right.
But I feel
Well,
like
when
Andromeda is so underrated, man. I'm having a great time with it.
yeah, no, it
really.
wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, I enjoyed it. I finished it, but
What I remember
I,
is
I,
like they tanked it, man. Like they shitted on that game.
yeah, yeah, I think so. But I enjoyed it. I mean, it is what I like Mass Effect, so I same play style, same game style of it all. It didn't change much, but nothing like the first three though. The first three, when they came out, man, it was just amazing. All three of them, all three, and I can't wait for four to come out.
Yeah, man.
Let's see what
I got a lot of
Ubisoft.
work
Wait,
to.
no,
I
BioWare.
got,
Sorry, BioWare.
I got a
Well,
lot of
if
work
Right?
to do before
BioWare
that one
lasts
comes
that
out.
long, yeah. I don't
Let's
know,
see.
man. It's scary, bro. They've tanked so
Yeah.
bad. There's a game that BioWare came out, which was probably my first BioWare game, called Jade Empire. It was
Yeah, you were
so
saying that.
fucking awesome, man.
Yeah,
And
you were
like
saying
I
that.
don't know why they didn't keep that universe going, but
Mm.
I think was it Dragon Age? Dragon Age is
Yeah,
going, and I think the next one's coming out before Mass Effect. So I
Dragon
feel
Age for
like
three. Oh,
I don't know what number. I never got into Dragon Age, but I feel like that has to do well for Mass Effect 4 to come out. Because if not, they're gonna tank, man.
right.
Anthem was a
No, Dragon.
complete failure.
Oh God.
And it's crazy because if they had like done an Iron Man game, they had the mechanics down to the fucking
Mm-hmm.
T. I felt like Iron Man. I even made a character resembling Iron Man. But with
Did you?
if they would have done that with like the BioWare mechanics for dialogue and storytelling, I feel like
Mhm.
they would have hit. But they
No,
tried
it was
something,
about
didn't work out.
Dragon Age was pretty cool. I played it a long time ago when it first came out. I don't remember much of it, but it was good. It's been around since the 360. It was
Yeah,
fun.
long time.
Yeah.
There's a oh, so for Christmas, my wife is getting me Baldur's Gate
Oh, is
3.
she? For
Yeah,
which console?
she has what I want, so I'm gonna do it on Xbox,
Okay, okay.
deluxe edition. So for
Nice.
next year, I'm gonna jump into it next year sometime.
Well,
Yeah,
So
man.
many
if
games, so little time.
yeah, if I get
And I
that
heard
PS5,
I started watching some stuff on classes, and in Baldur's Gate, you can do like a martial
I'm
arts
dying to
type of
play it.
dude.
Yeah,
It's
like a
gonna be
monk.
my boy. It's been a great year, guys. We've made it
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah.
I mean, it's only like three, four episodes, but
No, four. Like this is
Seven.
seventh. Seventh.
I'm glad we started this, guys. This was
Yeah, me too,
a
brother.
pretty cool thing to do. Looking back
Next year
on the
we get
year,
together.
this podcast has been one of my highlights. So
Yeah. Next year, next episode will be next year probably, right?
In the year 2024.
Oof. Hopefully by then I have a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, man. It'll
and
be
One way or the
2024,
other.
the year after the best year in gaming.
Yeah.
Debatably.
Hey, whatever. I mean, I get to play Gran Turismo, which I love Gran Turismo, the original. So I get to play 7 on it, and I get to play, Spider-Man 2. What else? Horizon. Is Horizon is on
Horizon
it?
Zero Dawn, buddy. I got a
Yeah,
physical.
and
And because I have a physical, I'm gonna go like this. Here you go. And you just
nice.
take it.
And not only that, and God of War, bro. I gotta play God of War.
I don't. You got to play God of War first. It's. Trust me.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
within minutes of this game starting, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, and you're gonna be
Oh
on the
man,
train. You're
yeah.
gonna be on the train, and
Well,
then
you know
when
what? You know what too? Like January, they're releasing that Last of Us 2 remake. So you know me, I'm gonna jump on that for sure. So it's probably gonna be God of War in the beginning, and then Last of Us 2, and then the rest of it. But I can't wait. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you, bro.
The Xbox is gonna take a break for a month or so. No Call of Duty
yeah,
or anything like that for a month.
it'll be good to broaden your horizons, so we don't get hey, people don't think you're so biased with all this shit that you be talking.
No, I'm not biased.
Yeah, like, look, this guy's playing PlayStation now.
Yeah,
And who
and
knows, man? You
hopefully,
might convert.
hey, and hopefully by next year we start streaming a little bit on Twitch for some gaming on it. We could do Baldur's Gate on Twitch, the three of us.
Ooh,
That'll be
that'd be
great.
sick. That
How
would
how
be
cool would that
sick.
be?
Oh yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
kissing that's his baby mama.
He needs a moment.
Bernice. That's Bernice.
All right. Well,
All right, fellas.
I think we've covered some good topics. We're gonna leave it here. If you
Yeah.
like what you heard, feel free to give us a like, sub to the channel. That way you'll know whenever new videos come out. Feel free to hit us up in the comments if you have any questions about this or any suggestions about what you want us to talk about next time. And thanks for your support. Peace out.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Shout out to the hot dog cart